Welcome to my review of Episode 1 of The Earth, which is part of the Four Elements project. Let's take a look at what this opening series of early 2026 has to offer. To be honest, when the first episode aired, I didn't watch it right away. When the full cast lineup for the Four Elements project was announced, I was only familiar with two couples, Englod and Freen Becky from The Water and the Air. At first, I planned to watch only those two series. But after seeing so many recommendations online, I got curious. A few days after the first episode aired, I finally checked it out, and now I've had the chance to make this review. I have to say, one thing I really like about this series is the setting and the color palette. The cinematography is beautiful, and many of the shots are visually impressive. The director definitely deserves credit for that. Everything is filmed in a very aesthetic way. From what I know, this director also worked on The Loyal Pin and Love Design, and both of those shows were also known for their beautiful visuals. It seems he will also direct the other three series in the Four Elements project, which makes the upcoming releases something to look forward to. Another interesting detail is the location. It has been a long time since we've seen a series that focuses so much on rural outdoor scenery. It seems like the series was filmed in Chiang Rai, which gives it a refreshing atmosphere. As for the story in Episode 1, it's not especially remarkable yet. To be honest, it feels a little slow at first, but that's fairly normal for many series. The opening episode usually focuses on establishing the overall setting and introducing the main story elements, so the audience understands what the narrative will revolve around. For me, it's still acceptable. It's difficult to expect something extremely exciting right from the beginning. Sometimes the story needs time to develop so viewers can gradually get into it. If I had to rate the first episode, I would give it an 8 out of 10. There are several strong points that make it worth watching if you haven't seen it yet. The cinematography, scenery, settings, and color grading are all very good. Now, talking about the acting, the main couple in The Earth is Apple and Mim. One thing that stands out immediately is how visually well they match on screen. Mim, who plays Rose, looks especially striking in this role. Her appearance really stands out. Whenever she appears on screen, she has a very elegant presence. Almost every shot of her looks great. I also really liked the moments where her character becomes shy or awkward around Din. Apple also looks very good in the series. Her character has a slightly clumsy and innocent vibe, but that actually adds to the charm. The story suggests that their relationship may go back many years, possibly since they were young, so the tone of their interactions naturally feels very sweet. However, the story also includes a male antagonist. Based on the original storyline, this character will create quite a few complications for the two female leads. One scene that really stood out to me was when Din applied an ice pack to Rose's injury. That moment is very gentle, but also emotionally charged. The atmosphere feels intimate without being overly dramatic. The way they look at each other in that scene is particularly effective, and you can really feel the emotion between them. Another moment that I found memorable was actually a bit funny. Din seems surprisingly oblivious in certain situations. Din says she wants to take care of Rose. But when she drives Rose home, something a little funny happens. I expected Din to walk around and open the car door for her. But instead, she simply gets out of the car and walks straight into the house without looking back. It was a slightly awkward, but amusing moment. Considering they are meeting again after being separated for many years, Din could have been a little more attentive. But maybe that's just part of her personality. She seems a bit shy and unsure about how to act. Perhaps as the story progresses, Rose will gradually guide her, and Din will become more thoughtful over time. If I had to guess who falls in love first in this story, I would say it's probably Rose. The way she looks at Din feels very affectionate, almost like someone looking at a longtime partner rather than someone she has just reunited with after more than a decade apart. Before watching the series, I honestly didn't know much about Apple and Mim, but after watching the first episode, I think their chemistry works quite well. I'd definitely add them to my list of favorite couples. Overall, The Earth is a very promising series. The script works well, the acting is solid, The cinematography and colors are beautiful, and the main couple has good chemistry. If you haven't watched The Earth yet, I would recommend giving it a try. It's unlikely to disappoint. Personally, I'm looking forward to the upcoming episodes. Every week, I find myself waiting for Saturday night to see the next one. After all, this series is one of the opening show for 2026, so it would be great if more people watched it and supported the series, as well as Applemim.